Hi, I'm Amanda Beard, 7-time medalist. I get my aquasphere gear at swimoutlet.com, the web's most popular swim shop. Check them out today.
Welcome to the Morning Swim Show for Friday, November 25th, 2011. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenix Monitor today, we'll talk to Darian Townsend. He just swam at the all-new Pro League meet where he won 3 events. Darian joins us right now in the Phoenix Monitor from Tucson. Hey, Darian, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me back.
Are you growing a mustache?
Yeah, I'm in support of Movember at the moment, so a couple more days, it's got to be on, and then it comes off, yeah, so enjoying it at the moment.
Very nice. Well, how's swimming going for you?
Oh, it's going great. The summer was a good summer for me. I did pretty well at World Champs, and just kind of carried on the training from there. And the last two meets, the Minneapolis Grand Prix and the Pro Dual League 1, were really good successes for me.
How was this Pro League meet? Because we had been talking about it on the show. We interviewed the person who started it. What'd you think?
It was great. The kind of feeling I got from the meet was it felt very much like a Pac-10 conference meet. It wasn't quite like NCAA. It didn't have quite the hype, on pool deck as the NCAA meet has. But it kind of felt like Pac-10s was a little bit more chilled out. And but once we got in the pool, it was on. The racing was intense. So it was a lot of fun for me. It reminded me of my college days a lot.
Now, you won some money. You won about $1,000. We know that's not, a lot relative to maybe like a World Cup meet, but is it something that you think can grow?
Oh, definitely. Being the first kind of Pro Dual League meet, it can definitely grow from here, and I think that the prize money can definitely get better. I think the Michigan staff did a great job of putting on the meet, and I think getting more sponsors involved, getting it more kind of out there, will make it bigger and better for sure.
You mentioned that you were pleased with how you swam this summer. You didn't make the final in the 200 IM, though. I thought maybe you'd be disappointed.
Yeah, the summer was kind of we had Frank Bush leaving right after the NCAAs in March this year, so Eric Hansen took over as the head coach at Arizona here. So it was a bit of a, change for me getting used to his program, over Frank's one. So at the end of the summer, I did really well. Even though I didn't make the final in the IM, my freestyle came around all of a sudden. So, I was pretty good on the relay. I was the best split on our relay team. We ended up getting 6th spot in that. I was pretty good leading off the 4x2 as well, did a best time there. So, I was happy with that, considering the change we've had here at Arizona.
What is the realistic expectation for South Africa's 4x100 freestyle relay next year?
I think the sky's the limit for us. We had a great lead-off with Graham Moore. I did well with my 47.7 going second. Gideon Lowe was also 47, right about there. So, we're just looking for a 4th swimmer at the moment to dip under that 48-second barrier. If you get 4 guys on a relay team going 47 splits, you're definitely in the money. So, the sky's the limit, like I said, and we just need to find that 4th swimmer and make sure that the 3 of us that are on that relay team at the moment, do our job.
Do you think Roland can still be that guy, or is it he passed his prime, so to speak?
No, Roland can definitely still be that guy. He's training up in Phoenix now at the Phoenix Swim Club, so he's back on his game, and he'll be swimming in 10 days' time in Atlanta at the U.S. Nationals. So we'll see how his trainings come along. But I definitely think he can still be the guy. We have 2 other swimmers as well that are in the hunt. Lee Shanklin from South Africa, who was at World Champs for us. And then Chad Leclos, who's swimming some amazing times at the moment. So, there's quite a battle going on for that 4th spot and, even just for the relay team. So it's going to push us to even, higher limits or high levels. And, we can do some things, some big things next year.
It's been 7 years since you won the gold medal as a member of that relay in Athens. Has anything even come close to surpassing that moment, or is that still the top swimming moment for you?
Yeah, definitely. That relay swim in Athens will be with me for the rest of my life. As one of the highlights. It was so much fun. It being my first Olympics, my first event at Olympics, it was pretty much surreal. Even today, I think back and I watched the video and I think, who was that guy? I don't believe that was me. But it was an awesome feeling. I'd say winning an NCAA championships, a team title. has come pretty close to that. That was a lot of fun, the NCAA meet, and it's a very, really, really fast meet, very hard meet to win a championship at. So that for me, is a very, very close second, I would say. But yeah, I still remember back to that day in 2004, and it was an awesome experience.
I want to ask you, what is the difference between my dad's old training style and Eric Hansen's?
I think Frank was, he was a great coach, and I loved his program, and I swam under it. He's pretty much old school, I would say. I wouldn't say old school in a bad way, though. I think some of the philosophies he's kept along the years of his coaching career were awesome, and they still work today. I would say Eric comes for a little bit more new school. Eric not so long ago was competing in the pool. He's swimming the 100 freestyles, the 50 freestyles. So his career wasn't so long ago. I think he brings a kind of youth to his coaching methods. And, I'm relating something faster than I did a couple years ago. And as long as I keep getting faster, I'm happy, and I'm going to keep at it.
It sounds like it's working, at least for your freestyle. I mean, you're kind of rediscovering that sprint freestyle.
Definitely. I came onto the scene, the world scene, as a sprint freestyler, a 50 and 100 guy. The 200 AM was something I kind of swam all my life, growing up. But I was really concentrating on especially when I came to college, on the more than 50 and the 100. Did a lot of training at Florida, did a little bit more training here at Arizona, and the 200 came around. So, my freestyle has always been there. The IM is nice as a bit of a break, so I don't get I don't get stale in one stroke. So I'd like to keep, both of those events going and, see which one takes me further.
The 200 free, at least until recently, was the one that most people expected you to have the best chance individually on the Olympic stage next year. I think most people pencil in Phelps and Lochte in some order as 1-2, but that bronze medal, that's up for grabs.
Yeah, definitely. The same can be said for the IM as well. Lochte, Phelps 1-2, and then there's that third spot in the IM as well as the 2 free. Up for grabs. T3 is a little bit more, I think it's a little bit more competition there. I think he had 4 guys this summer going 144s, and the 4th guy obviously losing out in the middle. So, whereas the IM, Lochte and Phelps are so far ahead with 154s, and then I think the next time was maybe a 56 high. So 200 free, there's definitely more competition there. But, once you make a final in the Olympics or in any meet, anything is possible. So the final is normally a little bit slower than the semi-final, and that's because people tend to race a little bit more in the final. Don't worry about the time so much. So, I'm just, going to be concentrating on both, and we'll swim both at the trials next April in South Africa, and from there make a decision as to which one I'm going to swim in London, hopefully. Yeah,
you make a good point. Actually, to clarify, I meant the 200 IM is more wide open. There's certainly more competition, and I wouldn't even... Phelps and Lochte might be the best 200 freestylers, but that one, it's going to be tough no matter what. But you're right, 200 IM. Curious, what will be your strategy on the 200 IM? What do you have to be, with everybody going into the breaststroke or the freestyle to have a chance?
The 200 IM, I have a pretty good freestyle. Being a 200 freestyle, I'm able to come home pretty good. But it all dictates as to how hard I go out in the first 3 legs. So, saving as much energy for that freestyle is kind of what I'm focusing on. And just making sure I bring it home as faster than the other guys.
Any big holiday plans, Darian?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be swimming a meet in St. Petersburg, Russia in the middle of December. Going to be very cold, but looking forward to that. I'm going to stop in London and visit my parents, who will be there visiting their parents. But for actual Christmas Day, I'll be back here in Tucson, and then 2 days later, straight back into Christmas training.
Well, have a nice holiday season. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Darian Townsend joining us in the Finis Monitor today from Tucson. And that's it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.